Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome, my dear students, to the second lesson in Unit 6 in Social Studies, which is about the Romans. And now, guys, let's start our lesson. The Roman Empire, or the Romans. The beginning of the Roman Empire was so important for Europe because it made it an active and important role player in the world history. So, guys, we should know that the Roman Empire was so useful and important for Europe because it made it great and an active. Also, it made it an important role player in the world history. Who is that? Who's this person in the picture? Let's know who is this one. This is, guys, one of the most famous emperors in the Roman Empire. This is Julius Caesar Augustus. He was so great, strong, and famous. And now let's talk about his contribution in the Roman Empire. Julius Caesar Augustus. He was a great emperor in the Roman Empire who developed networks of roads and courier system. He also built a strong army. He built a firefighting station. He built a system of taxes. He was succeeded by his stepson Tiberius. By the way, Julius Caesar Augustus was a great emperor in the Roman Empire, and he could contribute in a good way in this empire. He could develop networks of roads and courier or postal system. He was also able to build a strong army. He could build firefighting stations. And he also built a system of taxes, how to collect money from people, okay, in this empire. He was succeeded by his stepson, the emperor who came after Julius Caesar Augustus was his stepson, the one or the son of his wife. He was called Tiberius. We should know, guys, that religion was free in the days of Augustus, so everyone could believe in what he wanted. People who came from different places and settled in Rome were allowed to practice their own beliefs. What about the arts in the Roman Empire? Here are two kinds of arts: Roman theaters and the arenas. Let's talk about the Roman theaters. Roman theaters became famous in the Roman Empire. The first permanent famous theater was the Theater of Pompeii. What about the arenas? Arenas were also famous in the Roman Empire. It was like what you see in the picture, a place for gladiators to get in combat with or battle or fight with other gladiators, wild animals, or criminals. So in this arena or in this place, the gladiators could fight against other gladiators or wild animals such as tigers or lions, also against criminals.
In the past, men and women were imprisoned and sold as commodities, a time when freedom was a luxury enjoyed only by a few. People without freedom, if they were lucky, would end up as servants in the house of noble families. Others had to do the hard work in plantations or work in mines and quarries. But some were forced to take up arms to defend their lives. These brave fighters were known as gladiators. The gladiators were slaves. The vast majority were warriors captured on the battlefields. These warriors were proud men with a strong character. This made many difficult to control. They were a risk to the families who bought them. But not all of them were trained warriors. There were also various kinds of criminals, and these even included indebted people who failed to pay what they owed. Many slave buyers avoided this sort of problem. The solution was to give another purpose to these unfortunate people, and the fighting began in the arenas. The fight between gladiators began very early in Roman history and was already present in previous cultures. It was a funeral event to mark the death of someone important. The first battles were organized in simple wooden arenas. Usually, the fight was unarmed, very similar to the boxing of today. However, this quickly bored the spectators. Weapons began to be used in the arena, creating much more savage and cruel results. The name gladiator comes from the gladius, a typical Roman sword used.
And now, guys, let's talk about the language and the most important city in the Roman Empire. The language in the Roman Empire was Latin. So, Latin was the official language in the Roman Empire. It was later the origin of many languages such as Italian, French, and Spanish. What about Rome? Life in the Roman Empire revolved around the city of Rome and the seven hills surrounding it. There were many slave markets in Rome, so slaves were bought and sold by aristocrats. Who were the aristocrats? Aristocrats were the people of high social status. They were not normal people like poor people, for example, or workers. No, they were people of high social status. They were very rich, so they could buy and sell slaves. They usually were the rich people who had the right to be members of the government. Unfortunately, the Germanic troops and many other barbarians invaded and conquered the Roman Empire, and then it fell down. Now, guys, after we finished explaining the lesson, I want all of you to open the book and the worksheets just to revise the lesson and try to answer the exercises. Thank you so much, and goodbye.